What started as a standard late-night interview spiraled into one of the most tense and unforgettable moments in recent television history. Mark Wahlberg, a Hollywood veteran and Boston native known for his grit and candor, was booked to promote his latest action thriller on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. But what unfolded was a raw, unscripted confrontation that ended with Wahlberg storming off the stage, leaving host Jimmy Fallon and a stunned audience in total silence. The evening began like any other. The audience was buzzing, the roots were jamming, and Fallon opened the show with his usual charm and topical jokes. Backstage, Wahlberg was relaxed, going through the motions. He'd been on the show before and expected another round of light-hearted banter and movie promotion. But Fallon had something else in mind. Mark Wahlberg, everybody, Fallon greeted as Wahlberg took his seat to a wave of applause. Thanks for having me, Jimmy. Always good to be here, Wahlberg said with a smile. Fallon held up the promotional poster for Wahlberg's new film but didn't dive into the project. Instead, he blindsided his guest. Before we get into the movie, there's been some criticism lately about your past. People think maybe it's time to address some of those incidents from your youth in Boston. The air shifted. The audience fell quiet. Wahlberg's smile faded. Jimmy, I've addressed those issues many times, he replied firmly. I've apologized. I've grown. But that's not what I'm here to talk about tonight. Fallon didn't let up. But don't you think, given the climate we're in, just saying sorry isn't enough? Wahlberg's tone sharpened. This isn't what we agreed to. We were supposed to talk about the movie. Fallon, uncharacteristically aggressive, shot back. Isn't it fair to hold people accountable? Isn't that what good journalism is about? Journalism? Wahlberg repeated with disbelief. This is The Tonight Show. You play games and read tweets, not ambush your guests. The audience began to squirm, sensing something was going terribly wrong. Fallon crossed the line. Maybe you're just not as tough as you pretend to be in your movies. All that Boston stuff, it's just an act, right? Wahlberg leaned forward, his voice calm but cutting. You want to talk about toughness? Toughness is growing up in Dorchester and building something better. Toughness is taking responsibility and showing up, not sitting in a studio throwing cheap shots. Suddenly, Fallon's confidence seemed to evaporate. I think you're taking this too seriously, he said, now visibly uncomfortable. This isn't just television to me, Jimmy. This is my life, my career. You're trying to spin a narrative, and you lied to me and my team to do it. Fallon tried to backtrack. Let's start over. We can talk about your movie. You think you can just hit reset? Wahlberg snapped. You spent 15 minutes trying to humiliate me, and now you want to play nice? That's not how this works, Fallon pleaded. Don't disappoint the audience. They came to see you. You disappointed them, Wahlberg shot back. They came for a conversation, and you gave them a hit piece. The studio was dead silent. Wahlberg removed his mic, set it on the table, and stood up. This is what happens when you forget there are real people behind the celebrity. When you confuse being a host with being a journalist, and fail at both. Fallon, now visibly rattled, made one final plea. Please, we can work this out. Wahlberg paused at the edge of the stage. You still don't get it. This isn't about the movie. It's about integrity, respect, and you failed on all counts tonight. And then, he walked off. The cameras lingered on Fallon, stunned and speechless, before the show cut to commercial. The moment exploded online within hours, a rare, unscripted implosion of the carefully choreographed late-night machine. One thing was clear: when trust is broken on live television, there's no script to save you.